Alright, hey everybody. Let's get started. Hope everyone's having a good day so far. My internet is not being very reliable today, so might be a shorter stream if it cuts out, but hopefully it'll stay up long enough for me to do some programming. And speaking about that, let's jump right into it. So, yesterday I had a little bit of free time late at night and wanted to work on this a little bit, so I did some boring stuff. Let's see. The main thing was I fixed the table of contents loader so that it throws errors, and you might remember this thing, the asset loader. We want the mod load manager to match mod names to folders, where I just decided that the mod folder is the mod name from now on, so this isn't even needed anymore. And accordingly, a bunch of places I had to store, like the mod name is not in the table of contents anymore, so I had to store it. Let me see. Like right here, I created this new loaded mod class that stores the table of contents with a mod name. So I went around and fixed that, and then I also created this new mod files helper, which just provides some string manipulations. Because especially for this asset key, I had to call this multiple different places, so I don't really like the code duplication, so I just condensed it all to this function. Another thing I did was, especially for like ready checks, it has a whole bunch of code duplication, so I created this basic or abstract class. Okay, let's close everything, and then you can see it really simplifies things like for instance, this is all the ready check manager is for the loading screen now, and then in the play screen it's much easier as well. Let me see right here. So all it really does is just try to figure out what type of ready check it wants to send. And then I have similar classes that helped these classes that would just like either send a message or receive a message, just to try to cut down on the code duplication. So I went through and converted a bunch of classes to use those. So not terribly interesting, but I think it will be good to have in the future. Okay, so speaking about that, let's just press play and see at what state the game is in right now. Alright, so it generates the map, and then it sends the message to the server, and now it's trying to do a ready check. So we'll go ahead and implement another ready check class, which it looks like I already started. Okay. Okay, I don't know, it just isn't created yet, which is why it didn't do anything. So new ready check manager. And then in the flow manager I need to subscribe to this ready check complete. Alright, this is supposed to be map gen components. Private, so I don't need to type this out because I just generated this function. So basically, we'll actually need to switch the phase because we'll have two different types. So okay, so if we're at the generation ready check, that's one option. And what would we switch to after that? I guess request check info, because basically this would just skip that. And then if we're at the check, ready check. I think after that we would just go to complete. Let me look. Yeah. Okay. So let's see if it actually will complete those that code for me. Okay, so generation ready check, so then the client sends a ready check, the server does send it back, and then it moves forward. Okay, so everything looks good. Hey Storm, good to see you again. Of course I remember you. How are you doing? Alright, so... Okay, so that was pretty simple. Okay, so we need to request the check info from the server. Which I haven't done that yet. Let's make a new class here. We'll request battle gen info. I'm pretty good. And no problem. Actually, yeah, I'm feeling a little tired, but not too bad really. It's only Wednesday, so gotta try to keep up some energy for the rest of the week. Okay, so I need to switch that, of course, and I'll use this message receiver manager. And what class would we get back here? I need to look and see. Okay, so it's an all battle gen message. How's work going? Pretty good. Making some progress. Actually, we're almost done with this map generation, so I'm pretty excited about that. So message key, and it will be server, what is it? Request battle gen check. I don't have any problems with energy anymore, or at least until September. You're on vacation. Yeah, that is true. I do miss summer vacation, I have to say, but I don't miss having to take exams, so I guess it kind of evens out. Alright, so what do we need in here? I guess we'll need a state machine for the phase, of course. Here, I can grab this, and then we're going to need something to, I guess, store the message that we receive. Okay, so subscribable object. Oh, with work, you meant my real work? Oh, it's going good too. About the same thing, making lots of progress there. I had to shuffle around my schedule, which is one of the reasons why I've been streaming later, but it really has improved my productivity, I think, so it's not all bad. Okay, so this is the, I guess received, what is called that? Received equals controller, components. Yeah, I did kind of prefer my afternoon schedule, but sadly just not going to work out. Okay, so this is the battle. Check message. What am I gonna call this? Server response. That sounds good. Okay, so we're ready to receive whenever we're in the right phase, so state equals, what is it, request, yeah. And then to handle the message, the nice thing about this message receiver base is it already makes sure the message is good. So all I really have to do is just place it in this variable I just set up. And then I'll also need to have a message to be like on received. And this is just so that the flow manager knows when to move on. Okay, so this would be battle check info received. Okay, and then we just call on received right here. Oh right, I forgot the message crate. What's the progress on your computer? Have you been able to work on that any? Okay, so let's request. Okay, so this isn't actually the request, this is the receiver, so I should rename this. And then I need to rename it here as well. Where is it? Oh, I was looking in the wrong place. Receive. And then I'll need to make a new class here, which basically sends the request message. Request, if I can spell it right. So, okay. No progress. I'm sure someday you'll be able to do it. Okay, so message send manager. This works pretty much the same as the other one. Message key, so it'll be client request battle check. Don't need this stuff. And then retry period. We should send it every 5 seconds, I guess. I think you're gonna ask for the, oh, is that the graphics card, right? Alright, so here, oh wow, the colors are all messed up. Here we basically need the state machine. Which I can grab from here. Cool, yeah, that's the graphics card is one of the most important pieces, so it'll be good to have that ready. I think that's really all I need here. And then I need to subscribe to this. So enter state manager. Let's send subscribe, new, simple, listener. And then there's this refresh sending class you can call, which will, like, as I can just show, it just decides whether it needs to activate the message sender or not. Okay, and ready to send will return phase state equals int. Okay, there we go. Chris is going to ask for the motherboard. Okay, that sounds like a good plan. Okay, so the message is just an empty message here. Alright, so that's, I think, all I need to add to this part. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for, the map-gen controller. So new request and receive. And the flow manager needs to subscribe to that new message I just created. So battle gen. Info received. So on battle gen info received. I'll move this down to the bottom. It'll basically be something simple like this because I think this moves right on to the next phase. Which I'm not sure what it is off the top of my head. Okay, just check info. What did I choose? 9. Wow, those are both extremely high end. Well, I mean, on this grand scheme of things, I guess 250, if you're gonna buy like a $2,000 processor, 250 is not a huge thing, but if you really want to go, I don't know, I'd probably get a slightly cheaper one than that. It's a bit on my budget. I haven't read up on those, but what is this? Oh, okay. I was wondering why it's calling Unity Link stuff. Alright, so I guess now we can do this check info. I guess I'll just wait. I mean, I'll play and see. From those two, what would I choose? Well, I guess I would just get the better one. If I could afford that much, then yeah, 250 is not a whole lot. Okay, so it does look like it goes all the way through. The server sends a message and then it switches to check info. Okay, so now we just need another class that will check the info. Let's see. Battle data. I guess we could just call it checker. I don't know if I want to be a little bit fancier. I can call it verifier. Okay, and this is just going to be a simple class. I'm not sure how much work I'll do on it right this moment, but I know it will need to implement that. So public battle data verifier. It needs map generation controller. Okay. Yeah, sounds like something good to save up for. Okay, so I will need to register for the phase here. And then also, I don't want to call it refresh sending. Let's call it on interface. And then I need one of those ticking janitors. I'm gonna see if I can grab it from somewhere. It doesn't look like it. I don't want to go searching, so okay, so tick helper equals new, and then we need to add it to the activatable list, and then make sure it's forced inactive for now. I'm glad you like the chat, Storm. Nobody else in here today, but oh, okay. Ricardo, right? I think. Happy I'm able to remember the name. I'm usually not very good with names, but I guess you've made an impression on me. Okay, so if, let's see, option phase, what is it? Check info. Yeah, Tim or Ned. Ned's my middle name, so. That is right. Alright, okay, so I guess here we can maybe even make this a little simpler. Well, I don't know. Tick helper, force inactive, false, and then if it's not in this phase, then we want to disable it again. Okay, and then here we'll make some function check info. And right now we'll just do it all in this one frame because it's not going to take that much work. So on check complete. Equals controller. Let's make a new message right here. Engine comps. Okay, so battle check complete. And then I guess I'll also need not mod load, it's map generation exception. If we detect something. Components, get what register. So what do I call this? Oh, just exception. Okay. Okay, yeah, so I'm doing this right, just making sure. And then the last thing we need is the actual message that we got here. Which I'll just copy and paste because It's pretty long. Don't have to type it all out again. Say a simple program, if you know one. One of my first programs I did for game design was I tried to recreate Tetris. That's a pretty good one. So here, oh, no visual. You could try and do Hangman then. Like, first thing that comes to mind if you want to do something game-based. Or you could try and do. I'm trying to remember what other stuff I did. There's, I think I made like a calculator. That's not too fun though. Alright, so let's see. What do I want to do here? Yeah, I figured the calculator's too easy. Well, Hangman might be good then. Hangman. And now I think about it, I bet everybody makes a calculator, so. Okay, good. Alright, so basically the only thing we have is this field verify hash. So really we just need to make sure that the hash that we calculate is the same for everybody. Okay, so where do I actually do that? That's not it. Okay, so I just have this field verify hash. I guess I should save that. Alright, Star, I'm gonna just ignore that message. Subscribable object string, and this will be our map gen hash. I guess I can just add down here equals controller, another game component, so get for register. And map. This is, I guess I can just call it the field verify hash. Alright. And so just add it here. So you don't really want to use, like another option would be over here. We could see what message the server gives back to us that it actually assigned to us, and then just make sure it has the same hash as everything. But we don't want to completely trust the server, So we should keep our value separately here. This message. Okay, no complaints here. That's a bit more acceptable, I think. Okay, so now I gotta get this object so we can actually access that hash value. Okay. String verify hash value, and then for now we can just loop through. Actually, let's do it this way. Message equals info dot value and I 0. This is the message client's length. I guess we should also make sure that the message client array is not null. And message client ID's length is less than or equal to, yeah, because if any of these are false, then something's wrong and it doesn't really make any sense. So in that case, we would throw new map gen exception, and that would do, excuse me, basically the information from server is corrupted. Okay, so let's battle generate information from server is corrupted. Okay, so that's fine. So let's get int client ID equals client ID is I, and then battle gen message. Let's change this to all messages so that way I can use this variable here. So again, I'll make sure this message is not null. I guess we just throw this message again. Let's actually, if we're gonna use this, let's extract it into a separate method. So this would be throw corrupted exception. So I guess technically need this return here, even though in practice this will always throw an exception. So that will always have the program exit out of this code. Okay, so message dot field verify hash does not equal our hash value. I guess we can just rename this to my fields verify hash. Then we throw our own error here. Mismatched field verification hash values. And in practice, this means that somebody has generated a map that's different for everyone else. And if that's the case, then probably their mods have been edited, so that's why we'd want to exit out. But if it gets through everything and there's no exception, then we can call the onComplete message. Map gen exception. So error send exception. Otherwise they send on. Check complete. And I think that's all I have to do here for now. Where did I declare a field verify hash? Yeah, up here at the top. I usually try to keep all my variables up here at the top of the class, just to organize things. Now it's actually calculated back over here in this class, but when it sends the message to the server, I should maybe move this out somewhere else. Yeah, because this should just send the message, not calculate anything now that I think about it. So let's see. I guess it would be this class that creates everything. Or wait, actually it would be the map creator because it does everything with the map. Alright, so let's add this variable here. Move this up. So right before we call onComplete, we'll create verify hash. Should have a capital C. And then I'll move this down to the bottom. I guess not completely the bottom. And then I could just call this, or not call this, but grab this code. Yeah, so we won't do the message just yet. We'll just create this hash value. String builder toString. And then here, we'll just move this the other way around. Or we'll copy the hash value from the storage into the message. Okay. Just looking around to see if I did everything correctly. Alright, so now I just need to subscribe to this message in the flow manager and we can move on. I can just reuse that. Oops, wrong button. So on battle info checked. I can move this way down here. Okay, and this is going to have another split depending on if the server is synchronized with us or not. Okay, get some check info. Okay, so if the server is in the loading phase and the loading phase... So how would I do this? Okay, actually at this point, we don't have to check anything else. Because we'd only care if it's in the loading phase. Because since this is the last part of the server loading phase, then if the server is here, then we know that we're synchronized with it. So if that's the case, we want to do ready to check, otherwise we just skip to complete, I think. Oh no, yeah, we skipped to complete. And then this is actually the check, ready check, which sounds a bit funny to say. Okay, and I think I already handled that code. So now in the map generation controller, I just need to add the new class. Battle data verifier. Let's see, the game should go all the way through to the complete phase, I hope. Actually, it goes to an error phase, okay. And verifier 76, actually 63 is what we'll care about. Yes, 63. Okay, so the message was null. Oh, I did this wrong. It should be if message equals null. Okay, now it goes all the way to complete, and the server switches to the play phase like it should. Okay, perfect. So now the last thing I have to do is the map generation controller. I just need to call load next scene. How did I do that in the previous asset loading controller? Okay, so we don't really need any of this code anymore because I've taken care of it all. Okay, so map gen comps and map gen phase. Okay, so I guess I do need these classes. Because yeah, basically the same things will happen if we disconnect, we load back to the title. If there's an error, we'd want to reload the lobby, but I commented that out so we won't have infinite loops. Okay. So I guess let's see if we can move through all that, and then I'll go back and add in quickly the error checking and things. Okay, so it does go all the way through, and we can see that the map is just how I wanted it. Flat except for the one column, and then one more up here. Yeah, the enemy's at a weird position. I'm actually not sure where these came from, to be honest, because I don't think I generated them. But yeah, we'll look into that later. Oh, they're in the save file. Okay, that's where they came from. Alright, so let's quickly do the error. And I'm basically just going to copy a bunch of classes from here. Error message receiver and sender, local timeout, and remote timeout. Hope it'll just let me copy. Okay, and it does. Okay, this is not loading anymore, it's map gen. Let's close all of this. And I'm just going to go ahead and switch the namespaces here. Unfortunately, we can't use just the same class because they use different controllers and component names and everything. And they're slightly different, but I tried to minimize code duplication by using these abstract parent classes. Okay, so map gen controller, map gen components. Okay, so what is this? Notify error. I'll just leave the old name. What was it? Okay, so this is the map gen phase. This is basically just receives an error status from the message. I mean, an error status from the server, and then if you actually don't need this code because the game it's duplicated from here. So yeah, I don't know why I left that in. Let me fix it here as well. Alright, and then the sender, we gotta do the same thing. Map generation exception. And this is map generation controller. Component. Okay, so did I exception. Okay, so what's wrong here? Oh yeah. Okay, so map gen phase. Okay, and we actually don't need this code because it's never called. Obviously. I did this quickly last night. Here, first we log the exception, and then we have this error happened message because we don't want to send this message again to the server. Wait. Okay, no, we want to send this to the server as long as the mapgen phase is not error. I wonder. Yeah, so we have this as a repeating. But I don't think it needs to work like this actually. I think if I do this how it is, it actually will never send to the server because mapgen error. Because right when I call this notify error, then it changes the phase to error. Okay, so yeah, I think. Let's see, do I even need this? Not really. that either. Basically all we have to do is when this local error is called, we'll send this to the server. So if phase state is not equal int loading phase error, I don't think this error happened anymore. I guess I can still have this get message. So unity link send. What is it? Client send message. Message key s. Oh no, it's client error. And then get message. Okay, and I also need to make sure that we're connected. So my connection watcher. Connection equals controller game components get global comps. Okay, so if connection dot state equals int my connection state connected, then we'll send this. Hi G-Man Gavin. Yep, this game is going to be fully support modding. Okay, so let's see, is there another type of error? Okay, no, just loading, that's fine. Yep, online as well. So I kinda, well, it's such a simple class, but I don't really like having to pretty much copy and paste this to the asset manager, but, or not asset manager, the map loading controller. So I wonder if there's some way I can bring it over. 3D. I don't know, it's so simple. I'm just gonna look over it one time to make sure I don't miss something obvious. Okay. Looks fine. Because I don't really think I can easily make a parent class of this. I think it would end up being more complicated than it is right now. So I'm just gonna hope that I don't run into any problems with this and have to fix it in two separate places. So map gen components. And map generation controller. Okay, yeah, we don't implement that anymore. One thing I guess is that even if we're already in the error phase, we'll still want to print out the exception. But we just won't send anything forward. Think about learning 2D with SVG in part of this summer. That sounds fun. I always like vector graphics. Okay, so I think close this for now. While I'm thinking about it, let's add these new classes. So new error message receiver and error message sender and local timeout manager and remote. Alright, so what I need to do here. So map generation controller. Map gen phase. Okay, so the timeout period gets reset after, I guess it gets reset on a specific point. So I guess I should have a function here, reset timer. It'll be slightly different in this version. Okay, so this is as easy as setting it to 0, I think. So timer. Okay, and then I need to create this. Okay, so what phases is this active? Let's pull this out so I can see it easier. Oh, it's not going to keep it above. Okay, well, place it over OBS. Hopefully nothing bad happens. Okay, so it's basically active for almost everything. Create map. Set up battle. Today is the 6th day of November. 072. You are currently in the healing suite. What else? Level 2 contains the research laboratory. 3 houses the simulate actions. Oh, I still need to do that. I keep forgetting. Send generation. Generation ready check. Request check info and check info. And then the last check ready check. And also right here, if phase state equals map gen phase. Oh wait, I did this backwards. Map gen phase. So if we enter the request check info, that means we've gotten to the second, like, I don't know the right term, but the second half of the map gen, so then we would reset the timer. Oh, that's not, I should call the function to do that. And so if the timer is greater than timeout period, then we notify timeout. Right now it's 100 seconds, so. Okay, so I think this is done. So this is the last thing, which this receives the timeout messages from the server. What is it? Map generation controller. Okay, and then I'll just add this. So basically I need to do this, just copy and paste what I just did over here. so it can either be load assets. Actually, I do need to split this up because there's two different phases here, which is why I had to reset the timer before. So this load assets and map check. This should actually be map generation. And that's, I guess I'll copy and paste this. So the first half is everything before the request check info. And the second half is, of course, we check info down. Okay. And then this is called whenever the our parent object needs to make sure that we are ready to receive the message, and that's basically always. Alright, so now I think just in the flow manager I need to re-enable some of these messages. Error and the timeout. Except I'll move it down just to keep things sort of in order. Pretty sure these functions are all implemented already. So yeah, whenever we receive an error, we just go to the error phase. On local timeout, we just disconnect, which would cause this to happen. So we go to the disconnect phase. And then on remote timeout, we just count that as an error. I guess really, just to be a little more clear, just put this like that. I don't know, that might be something kind of weird. I'll put it afterwards. Alright, so now are we completely done here? Oh no, I need to do the simulate actions. Oh, and that was actually some of the code that I was saving in this map generation controller. I wonder if it'll let me undo. Because I can just copy and paste this code. Let's see. And we'll just undo everything. Okay, no, it's not gonna let me. Okay, well. I think I remember how I did it. I could go look in my. Well, I could back. What do you call it? Use my. I can't think of the word. Version control. To revert the changes I've done since here, but that's okay. Let's see if I can figure it out first. Okay, so this will be the action simulator. Okay, and also I should just go ahead and add this to the flow manager. So when do I do this? So after we set up the battle, then we need to simulate actions. Which all this does is if you're loading from a save file, it simulates everything that's happened up to this turn so that the game is obviously in the current state. And the reason I decided to store save files like this is so that basically already supports replays if I ever get around to making a replay browser. Okay, so let's see. So after it sets up the battle, that's when it would happen, but we need to make sure This only runs if we are loading from a save file. Okay, so simulate actions, otherwise we just skip to send generation. And I'll go ahead and create the messenger here so that I don't have to add it later. So action simulation complete. So on action simulated. Oh, excuse me, my throat's dry. Alright, that's better. Okay, so I'll generate this method and then I'll organize it a little better here. So basically, if we're in the simulate actions phase and we get this message, then we want to go ahead and move on to the generation. Okay, so now that's all done. Okay, so public action simulator. Oh, come on. Map generation controller. So what variables do we need here? Well, we need that message, of course. Oops. Okay, so let's close all of this. What's it complaining about? Oh. So here in this battle, we'll need a lot of this. Let's see. I won't need the lobby parameters, I don't think. But we'll need everything else in here. So we can go ahead and copy most of this. Okay, and we'll implement the iTicking interface, which just means it's going to register for this function to be called every frame. Alright, we don't need this. On phase frame, or phase change, basically just turns this tick helper on and off, which in turn causes this function to be called. So we want to force inactive if we're not in the simulate actions phase. Wrong enumeration there. Okay. So let's see. I'm pretty sure I just... I have this action executor. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure all I did was call this. It's like, so in the map we have something similar, which the play move executor here is just like a wrapper around the this generic move action executor, which we can use while loading, but the play move executor also calls, like, well, it doesn't at this moment, but in the future it would call things like update the graphics, which we don't need to do right now. Okay, so it's fine. So I just need a list here of all these executor classes. This would be an I-type executor, actually. Oh, what did I just do? That's not what I wanted. I want to use this. Okay, so it's an action executor. And then we just set type executors to int action. What is it? So game action. Okay, so it is action type. Move equals the move action executor. I just need to pass it the game. Oh, but it wants game casted, so because right now this just returns a generic game object and not our specific one, which I guess it's being picky about. Okay. And then let's make another class or method here. Void do actions. Okay, so at this point, basically we'll look through save file. Oh wait, I bet you we don't need the save file because all the actions have been deposited in the battle log by this point. Let's see, so battle data creator. Set of players. Okay. I can't see anything directly, so that's not what I wanted to do. Let's just look and see where this action's found. Okay, so this is adding it. Okay, I see. Okay, yeah, so I don't actually add it. Should I? Okay, so this means that if there is a save file, we just do log actions. Actions clear. And then we just do something like, I don't know, log actions add range file actions. So if file actions does not equal null, we'll do that. Yeah, I really should do some more validation here. I just realized to make sure that these values from the save file make sense because they will be editable. So we want the turn to be 0 at minimum. And then if string is null or empty, should I actually throw an error, I wonder? I should probably throw an error because the save file needs to be consistent. Okay, so save file has no file name. How does that really make sense, does it? I guess I'll just leave it like that. Because it obviously does have a file name, but it's not in the file, so why is it complaining? Oh, map gen exception. Specified. I guess that makes a little more sense. And then yeah, if file turn number is less than 0, then we'll throw a save file as invalid turn number. If they're null, then we'll throw something here as well. Guess I'll keep with the pattern of testing for the error, or have the error throw first in these if-else statements. Save file has null action. Alright. Oh, well, actually, this isn't really bad because if file actions is null, that just means no actions have been taken. So, that's fine. Oh, but I do need to change this now. Okay, so anyway, now that we know that the actions have been deposited in the battle log, I don't actually need to have a reference to the save file. Okay. So for int I equals 0, I less than log actions count. Int action index equals log action. Oh wait, no, I don't need to do that because it's a psi. So game. Oh no, it's a save action, not a game action. Log actions I. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so it actually does just only move the monster. Whereas the play moves the monster and adds that action to the battle log. Okay, and the battle does not care about what actions have taken place because this battle is only the current state. Okay, so yeah, that's all looking good. we just need to do something like this. Type. I guess we should make sure if int action type less than type executors count. Then we could just call type executors int action type execute action. Okay, so it takes an actual action. Can I just convert the save action to a game action? Okay, that was easy. Okay, and then if for some reason the action is, or the type is not in the type executors, we need to throw an error. Generation exception, and I guess unhandled action type plus action type. Okay, so that's pretty easy. So try catch map generation exception. Okay, so then do I have? Yeah, I do. So first we do actions, and then I would call on complete send. It's pretty simple. And then of course these type executors can throw their own exceptions. How does this work though? Oh, this is in the game one. Where's the... Okay, they really should be able to throw an error if something goes wrong, I think. I guess we have this true and false. Why not be a little more specific? Well, I guess we don't really need to have different types, because either it works or it doesn't. If there's any error, then that's only helpful for me for debugging, not so much for the actual code. Okay, so let's see. Ooh, success. So if success is false, then we throw new map gen exception. And this means that the action could not be completed. Well, I guess there is kind of a couple types of actions. I mean, a couple types of failures. Either an action could fail because the state was inconsistent, like you're trying to move into a block which isn't allowed, or an action could fail because how do I want to do this actually, now that I think about it? Hey Alex, it's okay. You can watch however you want, but thanks for saying hi, I do appreciate it. How are you doing? Okay, well this is actually, I think for now I'll just keep it simple. That if there's some problem I'll just throw an error, but probably in the future, if there's any errors, it might not make the game just have to cancel out. It just means that the action could not be completed completely. I mean, because something could get in your way after you've already given an action. Yeah, so I think I'll just need to do testing to figure that out. So let's say action failed to complete. And I guess let's print out the action. That would be nice. Oh, I did this again. I'm doing pretty good. Feeling good tonight. Thanks for asking. I'm definitely happy getting some real work done. Alright, so now this might be the last piece of the map generation code that I need to do for now. Let me see. So check message I've data about. Yeah, we need to do that for sure. Okay. Yeah, these are just minor things we can add in later. Alright, so that makes me happy. So let's add this here. Action simulator. Alright, so let's see what happens if I just press play. Okay, let me fix this actually. But yeah, we don't. Guess we don't need that. We don't care what client it comes from, at least at this point. Battle is assigned whenever used. Okay, well I guess that makes sense too because we're just bringing up because the battle would be edited by these type executors, not the action simulator itself. And then here okay, well yeah. Right now the battle's not used, but it will be used in the future. I'll just comment this out so it won't bother me. Oh, you tried to let him dare? Yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with it. At one time, on one hand, it's really fun to make a game in such a short period, but on the other hand, it does make me really burnt out. Yeah, but thanks for watching my videos. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm pretty proud of the game I made this last time, though. I think it reviewed pretty well, so that's always nice to see people enjoyed it. Okay, so I guess now I'll play through the game. Argument out of range. That's not gonna bring me to it. Constructor 36. Oh, I know what it is. Where is it? Action simulator. Right here. Okay, so it's throwing this error because right now it's an empty list, but we're trying to set this data at index 0, which doesn't exist yet. I wish that there was an easy way. Let's see, do I? Okay, no, I haven't implemented it yet. I try to get around this by having this list extension. Oh, I do have it, okay. I'm just not using the core beluga, okay. Okay, so using safe set, you just give it an index and it will extend the list large enough to accommodate this object at this index, which is what I want to happen. The other way I could do this is make this list a dictionary, but indexing is so much faster for a list than a dictionary. Dictionary. Excuse me, my throat is so dry tonight. Alright. But anyway, so this is kind of the best of both worlds. You get to use a list, but still set an object at any index you want. Okay, and I did get all the way through. See our little world, but the monsters are kind of messed up. Alright, so let's look at the save file, because I think that's where those monsters are, or why those monsters are appearing inside the map. So I load test save player 0. Yeah, I hope that I like to use hexagon-based tiles in these types of games. I think it adds nice strategy. Actually, I don't know if I've seen many that have like 3D hexagon blocks, so hopefully that'll be fun to play around with. Okay, so yeah, what was I doing? Oh, right here. Saves. I want to open this up. So we got first player and second player is an AI. And here's a monster. Okay. So this must be position 18, which is inside. So I wonder if I just set the position to 19. If that would be correct. Just kind of want to get it out from there, it's bothering me. Okay, yeah, there we go. So now technically we could play, maybe it'll even let me. Well, I guess you can't move the camera, so it's really hard to see. But, oh, I timed out. Okay, so something is not working. Match phase end. What's going on here? Okay, so for some reason the game has decided it's a game over, and I'm trying to figure out why. I guess I deleted that message. Okay, so obviously something is not set up correctly, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. What was I gonna do? I wanted to find the map controller. Right here. I still... Okay, no, I did delete them. I used to have those debug files. I think I might have just deleted the files outright. Okay, yeah, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. Okay, and I still have this because it allows us to move to an adjacent space. Still fine. Although obviously it wasn't really working right there. Okay, I think first I'm going to increase the timeout period. Actually, now that I think about it, I haven't tested the timeouts in the map generation, so I guess I should be diligent and do that quickly. So let's see. How many years of game development experience? I've been making games for, let's see, I guess really about 10 years now. And before that I was really into scenario editors for various real-time strategy games, so I don't know if that counts. Let's see. So I just want somewhere to send an error. I don't know why this is making me... Okay, right here. This is fine. And this right here, we'll just throw some tester. Map generation, exception, test. Oops. And it's gonna complain that unreachable code, which we know that. Yeah, it's always been my passion. Okay. So, I shouldn't have sent it twice. Oh, I think that's just, it's not a big problem. But we didn't get the message that it sent out something to the server. So I need to see why that is. So really I want to get rid of this. Which just prints out the exception, but we don't have to do that anymore because our error handler does that. Oh, actually, yeah, it doesn't need to subscribe to this at all. Okay, that was probably the whole issue there. Okay, so now we got the error. Yeah, we sent the error to the server. The server switched to the lobby phase, which is correct. And then it sent out server error to everybody. Now normally we would have also switched back to the lobby phase, or the lobby screen, excuse me, but I don't want to do that because that would cause an infinite loop, which isn't so good for testing. Alright, so I guess I'll test in the other half. Let's try it in the battle data verifier. Okay, and everything is the same here. So now I just gotta try the timeout. This is always kind of tricky to time because, as you saw, the scene goes by very quickly. So I've got to pick some insanely short timeout period. Alright, so I'll just comment this out and we'll do, I don't know, like a tenth of a second. That might even be too long. Okay, now that was good. So let's see what happened here. During the setup. Okay, so we're waiting to send a generation to the server. Why did the play phase switch to status check? That shouldn't happen. Play accept status. Okay, so play accept status manager on already at 169. Let's look at that. I don't know why. So if the wanted type okay, I think what I have to do here is I have to make sure that the RC type is not 0. But really I should just not even call this function if that happens. Oh. Let's find simple play, ready check manager. Is this it? So why did this even happen? I don't. Simple play ready check manager, send ready on connection change. If client connection's false. Oh, so it says check already. Alright, Alex. So if the client is connected, the only thing I can think of here is that it saw that there were no clients, period. Yeah, so we should just do this. Bool at least one taken equals false. Okay, so that means that we move through everything here. Because I guess this would return true if all the client slot states are none, which doesn't really make sense. So we return false if all client slots are at state none. Okay, so let's hopefully that code will happen again. Okay, so yeah, main phase is none. Yeah, because the server just shut down. Yeah, so that's correct. I'm glad I figured that out, or I saw that error quickly. But also, oh, it's not up there anymore, is it? So play simple ready check. No, that's not what I wanted. Play common. No. I just had it open. I wanted the ready check helper. guess, is this it? Loading phase, simple. Okay, this is what I wanted. Yeah, this class. So here, if the wanted variable check is null, then we shouldn't do this. I mean, if the type is null. So if type is not equal to 0. Couldn't even get to this point, but just in case. Okay. Oh wait, and now it is 9, but I want to... I guess I can just write a note. Okay, so good, that does work. Okay, so I just want to test the remote timeout, and then we can move on. Test remote timeout and map generation. Alright. Well, I think that's it for me for tonight. Thanks everybody for coming by and chatting. I'm glad I had quite a few people tonight, so I do appreciate it. Sorry I have to go while you're gone, Alex, but thanks for stopping by. I'll be back tomorrow at around the same time, which is 8 Eastern, and we'll do more game development. If you missed part of this stream and you want to catch up, you can follow my YouTube channel, which is in the channel description. And of course, you can follow my Twitch channel, and you'll get notified when I go live. Alright, so everybody, thanks again. Hope to see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.